New at 5:30 tonight, genealogy. It's the second most popular hobby in the U.S. right now, and with new companies popping up really almost every day, curiosity is reaching peak levels.
Yeah, everyone seems to want to unearth the secrets of their family tree, including our own Tisha Powell and Steve Daniels. Tisha's here tonight with what she found out.
Joel and Anna, 5 weeks ago, Steve and I set out on a journey to find out more about who we are through DNA testing. We chose the DNA testing service 23andMe. We followed the simple directions, sent off the specimen samples, and waited for the results. And what I found out about my ancestry was a bit surprising. My family photos tell a colorful story of where I came from. Images of my parents, grandparents, and great-grandparents. But what about the many others whose names and faces are unknown? My mom remembers some of what she was told by her father about our family history.
On Daddy's side of the family, Daddy said that his grandfather was Chinese. You know, I know his mother was very, very fair with long, long hair.
That would give me Asian ancestry, so I wasn't surprised when it showed up in my DNA test results. In fact, according to 23andMe, I'm 64% sub-Saharan African, nearly 34% European, mostly British and Irish, and 1% East Asian and Native American.
8 is almost entirely a European chromosome. There's a little tiny
Dr. Jonathan Berg, a genetics professor at UNC, helps to guide me through my test results, which can be a bit complex and confusing.
One of these came from your mom and one of these came from your dad, but it looks like both of them actually would then have had some European ancestry, because you're seeing some segments of blue on essentially many of the chromosomes on both copies.
News that came as a bit of a surprise to my mom.
No, Mother never talked about that. They never ever talked about that.
But scientific proof of our multicultural ancestry is right there in pink, blue, and a sliver of yellow.
Even if the stories that are told in the family are one thing, it might reveal that there was ancestry from an individual from some other part of the world, and that can be startling to some people. But I would say that the predictions based on the genetics are probably fairly accurate.
Steve and I also requested information about our health and what conditions may lie ahead.
So what they've done here is they've looked at 2 specific variants in this gene called SERPIN-A1, and that gene has been linked to alpha-1 antitrypsin deficiency, which is a condition that can lead to emphysema and liver cirrhosis.
According to my test results, I'm a carrier for this condition, but may never develop any symptoms.
It's a bit like being a sickle cell disease trait carrier. You don't develop the disease, but you could potentially pass it on.
What we do know is being passed on in my family, but was not detected by 23andMe, is a genetic eye disease called Fuchs dystrophy that my mother believes she inherited from her grandmother.
As long as I can remember, she was blind. I don't know if she ever saw me.
After 3 unsuccessful corneal transplants, my mother lost sight in her left eye and worries about the vision in her right. To find out more about genetic conditions like eye diseases and hereditary cancers, Dr. Berg recommends more targeted testing.
Those are the types of conditions that are much more amenable to a clinical genetic evaluation as opposed to a direct-to-consumer. The direct-to-consumer evaluations really aren't able to look at the full range of genetic variations that would cause our rare single gene hereditary conditions.
I want to be able to see my grandkids.
It's too late to save my mother's eye, but now that I know more about this genetic condition affecting the women in my family, I can work to save not only my own sight, but my 2 daughters' sight as well. And the reason 23andMe did not detect Fuchs dystrophy in my DNA test is because they don't include eye diseases in their testing. Dr. Berg says it's good for learning more about your genealogy, but you should rely more on clinical research and testing when it comes to your health. Well, tomorrow night, Steve will reveal his DNA test results and take a look at the legal risk that may come along with taking tests like 23andMe. That's tomorrow at 5:30 on ABC 11 Eyewitness News.
Just a fascinating look
That
on
really
the family
is.
tree.
It's not just about your curiosity, but wow, how it can affect your health in the future.
Tisha, thank you.
Yeah.
Tisha's mom, thank you as well.